Welcome to Everyday English Practice channel. I would be happy if you subscribe to our channel. Today, we're going to discuss an important topic for anyone learning English. We will explore how you can use English grammar to sound more natural when speaking or writing. Many learners focus on learning grammar rules, which is great, but it's just as important to know how to use those rules in a way that feels comfortable and natural in conversation. The more natural you sound, the more fluent you will become. In this lesson, we will cover several key tips to help you speak English more naturally, and trust me, it's easier than you think. Let's get started. Contractions. A simple way to sound natural. Let's start with one of the most basic and important elements of sounding natural in English, contractions. Contractions are short forms of words that we use when speaking or writing informally. Instead of saying the full forms like, I am, or, I will, we shorten them into, I'm, and, all. Using contractions helps you sound more relaxed and fluid, which is exactly how native speakers speak in daily conversation. If you want to sound more like a native speaker, you should use contractions whenever possible. For example, instead of saying, I am going to the store, you should say, I'm going to the store. Similarly, I will see you later becomes, I'll see you later. These small changes in how we say things can make a big difference in how natural we sound. You'll also hear contractions in questions and negations. For example, do not becomes don't, and I am not becomes I'm not. These little changes make a big difference when you're speaking quickly or in informal settings. It's important to remember that contractions are common in everyday speech, but you might avoid them in formal writing or formal speeches. However, for daily conversations, always use contractions whenever you can. Simple sentences. Clarity and confidence. Another key to sounding natural is using simple sentences. You might think that using complex sentences will make you sound more advanced. But the truth is, simple sentences are often the best choice. Using short, clear sentences helps you communicate your ideas effectively without overwhelming your listener with too many details at once. It's also easier for non-native speakers to follow. For example, if you say, I am planning on going to the store later today, after finishing my work, it sounds a little bit too long and complicated. A much simpler way to say this would be, I'm going to the store later. Short sentences also help you focus on the main point you want to make, without adding unnecessary words. When you speak, it's natural to have pauses, but keeping your sentences simple can help reduce those pauses and make your speech flow better. Avoid using too many filler words and focus on what you want to say. Simple sentences are especially useful when you are starting to practice English because they help you get comfortable speaking without worrying too much about grammar mistakes. So, focus on keeping it simple and clear. Asking questions. A key to conversation. Asking questions is another great way to make your English sound more natural. In many cultures, asking questions is a common way to keep a conversation going and show that you are interested in the person you're speaking with. In English, asking questions is something that happens very often, whether you're meeting someone for the first time or just chatting with a friend. Questions like, how are you? And, what's up? Are very casual and commonly used in everyday conversations. How's it going? Is another friendly way to ask someone how they're feeling or what they're doing. These questions help keep the conversation flowing smoothly and show the other person that you care about what they have to say. It's not just about learning the words, but also about understanding the flow of natural conversation. You might also want to use questions to get more information from the person you're talking to. For example, if someone says, "I'm feeling tired today," you can ask, "Why are you feeling tired?" Or, "What happened?" This keeps the conversation going and shows that you're genuinely interested. By asking simple questions, you also get more practice with English sentence structure and vocabulary, which helps you become more comfortable using the language. Phrasal verbs. Speak like a native. Phrasal verbs are a unique feature of the English language, and they're often used by native speakers. A phrasal verb is made by combining a verb with a preposition or an adverb, and it can have a completely different meaning than the original verb. Using phrasal verbs makes you sound much more natural and native-like when speaking English. For example, instead of saying, "Activate the lights," you would say, "Turn on the lights." This sounds much more natural. Instead of saying, "I will take care of your dog," you would say, "I will look after your dog." In everyday conversation, phrasal verbs like these are commonly used and make your speech sound more fluent. There are thousands of phrasal verbs in English, and they're used in all kinds of situations. Some common ones include, pick up, to lift something or to learn something; give up, to stop trying; take off, to leave or to remove; look after, to care for; break down, to stop working, or to explain something in detail. Learning and using phrasal verbs is an excellent way to sound more natural in English. While they might seem confusing at first, once you start practicing, they'll become second nature. You'll notice that native speakers use them all the time, and this is a great way to take your English to the next level. Linking words. Connecting ideas smoothly. In English, it's important to connect your ideas in a natural way. Linking words are used to combine sentences and make your speech or writing flow better. They help you explain relationships between ideas, show cause and effect, and provide additional information. For example, instead of saying, "I like coffee," "I like tea," you can link the two ideas with, and, to say, "I like coffee and I like tea." This simple change makes your speech sound more fluid and natural. You can also use linking words like, but, because, so, and, however, to connect ideas. For example, "I wanted to go to the store, but it was closed." "She's feeling better, so she's going to work today." "I didn't like the movie because it was too long." Using linking words is also important when explaining reasons or giving additional information. This makes your speech sound more organized and helps your listener follow your ideas more easily. Linking words are a great tool to make your English sound more cohesive and natural, especially when you're speaking for longer periods of time. Intonation and stress. Make your voice work for you. In English, the way you say something is just as important as what you say. This is where intonation and stress come into play. Intonation refers to the rise and fall of your voice when speaking, while stress refers to the emphasis you place on certain words in a sentence. For example, if you say, "I like coffee," with emphasis on the word like, it shows that you enjoy coffee. On the other hand, if you say, "I like coffee," with emphasis on the word coffee, it shows that coffee is your preferred drink. Paying attention to intonation and stress helps you sound more natural and helps your listener understand your emotions and intentions. In English, your tone of voice can express excitement, surprise, agreement, and many other feelings. Native speakers use intonation and stress without thinking about it, so practicing this will help you speak more like them. Fillers. Giving yourself time to think. When speaking, it's normal to use filler words to give yourself time to think. Words like, well, you know, and, actually, are often used in everyday speech. These fillers are part of natural conversation and help keep the flow of speech smooth. For example, I'm not sure what time it is. Well, I think I'll go to the store later. Filler words give you time to think about your next sentence and help you sound more relaxed. However, be careful not to overuse them. If you use too many fillers, it can make you sound unsure or hesitant. The key is to use them sparingly, just enough to keep your speech natural but not too many to distract your listener. Mistakes are part of learning. Finally, it's important to remember that making mistakes is a natural part of learning any language. Even native speakers make mistakes. The important thing is to keep practicing and not be afraid of making errors. The more you speak, the more confident you will become, and the more natural your English will sound. So don't worry if you make a mistake. Keep going, keep practicing, and soon you'll be speaking with confidence and ease. To sum up, sounding natural in English is all about using grammar in a way that feels comfortable. Use contractions, keep your sentences simple, ask questions, incorporate phrasal verbs, use linking words, practice intonation and stress, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice these tips, the more natural your English will sound. Remember, learning a language is a journey, and with each step, you'll get closer to speaking like a native. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope these tips help you on your journey to becoming a more natural English speaker. Keep practicing, and enjoy the process of learning. Good luck. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe.